Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for day 11 of my 12 Days of Christmas project tutorial series. Today we're going to learn how to make a paper bow, which is a really nice way to finish off your gift wrapping this year. And so I'm just starting with some patterned paper from the I Wish Simply Scrappin' Kit. And I've cut them down into strips. The measurements are on the PDF download. And then I'm just going to curl them each individually and stick them with some mini glue dots. I found this is a nice strong adhesive and one of the easier ways of sticking these curls, I guess you'd call them, together. So with the 6-inch strips, you've got 4 of those, you just need to bring them around so you've got the wrong side facing up. So the pattern that you want to be predominant on your bow is facing down, and then just fold it around and curl one side under, and then you're going to stick them together so that the 2 corners meet and you've created a little curl. And then you can set that one aside, and we're going to do the same thing with each of the 4 6-inch strips. Okay, so I have each of my 6-inch strips formed into curls now, so I can set those aside. Then I've got my 5-inch strips, and I'm going to do the same thing with those. And then with my 4-inch strip, I'm going to just roll that around and just form a circle. Okay, so starting with our 6-inch curls, we're going to form like a little square, just sticking the little points of the curls together in the center of the square, like this. So once again using glue dots for that. Then with your little 5-inch ones, they're going to just tuck in and stick to the center as well, just facing opposite each other. And then with your 4-inch circle, just add a couple of glue dots to that, and that is going to sit down into the center of your bow, and just position it so that the openings of the 4-inch circle are facing outwards, so that you've actually got the curl going in like that. Okay, and then I've got just some thin little 1/4-inch strips, and I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. You don't want to use your paper snips for this because they're a little too sharp. We're just going to use them like you would curling ribbon. So just curl those around a little bit, and then just wind it around your little finger, and that just creates a tighter curl in the paper. And then as you let it go, just pull it out a little bit so that you end with like a curled piece of ribbon, and just pop a little glue dot on the end of that, and then we're just going to arrange them just randomly within the bow so that you end up with these cute little curls just popping out the sides. And you can do as many of those as you like. I tend to just do one at a time and stop when I'm happy with it. Okay, so I'm happy with my bow. So now I'll just take some Stampin' Dimensionals and just pop those on the bottom. And then we can just attach it to our gift. You could pop them on top of a wrapped present, or in my case I've got some of these wafer sticks that I just picked up at the local shops, and I'm just going to pop the bow straight on top there. And then I thought I'd make a little matching tag so that I can tie some ribbon around the side and hang the tag off it. So I'll quickly show you how to do that. I've just cut out some pieces of cardstock and pattern paper that match the paper that I used for the bow. As you can see, this little striped pattern paper is the back of what I used for the bow. So I'm going to first just scallop edge this little piece of old olive, which is not the easiest thing to do because it's such a small piece, but it's okay. Just finish that with my paper snips. And I'm going to stick that along the bottom of my tag. Then I'm going to stamp onto my Very Vanilla cardstock using the medium snowflake from Snow Swirled stamp set. I'm going to ink that up in Real Red ink, and I'm just going to stamp that off first before I stamp onto my vanilla cardstock. That just gives me a shade lighter than the strong colour of the Real Red. Then I'm going to just stamp over the top of that with my Christmas Sentiment from Best Yet stamp set in chocolate chip ink. And then I want a little torn edge. So I'm going to mat it with the Old Olive cardstock. So I'll start with tearing the Old Olive. And then to match up the tear, you just want to lay the Very Vanilla over the Old Olive and then just start tearing. If you want to have a border, you just start tearing the width of the border that you want. And just kind of tear along the same line. Because it's torn, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because you want a bit of a rough edge, so we'll just rough that up a little bit. And then those two pieces are ready to stick down onto your tag. And then I'm going to take my piece of Designer Series paper and just pop that down, stick that down over the top at the bottom there. And then at the top here I decided that was looking a little bit plain, so I've just grabbed my 3/4 inch circle punch and I'm going to just punch a circle from Old Olive cardstock. And then I'm just going to stick that down at the top of my tag, just centering it at the top there. And then I'll take my Crop-A-Dile and I'm just going to punch a hole in the centre of that circle. Then I'm just going to take some linen thread and just fold that in half. And we'll poke that through the back of the hole. And then take the two ends and then just pull those through the loop that you've created with the linen thread. And then that's ready to attach to our ribbon on our gift. So I've tied the grosgrain around my gift and just centering it so that my bow will be on the front of the present. And then I'm just going to pop one strand of the linen thread that's attached to my tag across that bow that I'm creating. Which is a little bit fiddly. Once I'm happy with my bow, I'll bring that strand of linen thread around and just tie a notch. That is my decorated wafer sticks tin with our little paper bow that we created and our tag to match. I hope you've enjoyed day 11 of my 12 Days of Christmas project tutorial series. I'll see you again tomorrow for the final day. Bye for now.